In September 1886, a French citizen of Italian descent named Gustave Eiffel was awarded an honorary American citizen for his services as a contractor for the construction of the Liberty Statue, a symbol of New York and America.
Citoyen d'honneur des États-Unis d'Amérique.
After that, Eiffel had lunch with his eldest daughter, Claire Eiffel. Not long after, one of Eiffel's staff came with news of a construction exhibition that would be held by the French government in 1989 to improve economic growth in the country. Eiffel is planning to build a subway. To actualize his dream, Eiffel needed the approval from the Minister of Trade. Therefore, Eiffel asked his staff to contact his college friend named Antoine de Ristac, who is now a journalist. He wanted to ask Antoine to arrange a meeting with the Minister of Trade. When at home, Eiffel was busy taking care of his 4 children because he was a widower. Luckily, his eldest daughter, Claire, can help him to take care of the household and also her siblings. A few days later, one of Eiffel's staff, Maurice Koechlin, proposed that Eiffel build a 200-meter tower. However, Eiffel did not agree to that. He still wants to build a subway or a metro. The meeting between Eiffel and the Minister of Trade arrived. Eiffel was praised by the minister for his work in building an iron bridge in the Indochina region, or better known as Cambodia today. On that occasion, Antoine also introduced Eiffel to his wife Adrienne Bourges. At that meeting, Eiffel and Adrienne were both stunned, as if there were memories between them. Eiffel did not stop looking at Adrienne. Then, the negotiations began. The French government wants to make a symbol of the country like the Liberty Statue in America. In addition, the government stated that they did not want to use granite because it was too boring. Unexpectedly, Eiffel, who had wanted to build a subway, suddenly turned to making a tower with a height of 300 meters using a steel frame. Eiffel also said that the tower was dedicated to all people, from royalty, the rich, to workers. Everyone can enjoy and own the tower. Eiffel will build it on the outskirts of Paris. In the morning, Eiffel's staff was shocked, because his boss was already in the office in a messy condition. Eiffel said he would make a distinctive like Koechlin's proposal, but with a height of 300 meters and with a new design.
De toute façon, c'est comme ça.
Later, Eiffel visited the Minister of Trade in his office. There, Eiffel saw Adrienne again. For fear of being found out by others, Eiffel prefers to leave. But on the way, he met Antoine. Then, Antoine invited Eiffel to stop by his house. Antoine said that Adrienne admired Eiffel very much. In Antoine's house, Eiffel was very impressed with the photos and various objects belonging to Adrienne. In fact, he entered Adrienne's room without permission. Eiffel remembered his past, when he was building a bridge in Bordeaux. At that time, there was a worker who fell into the river. Eiffel, who saw it, immediately helped the worker. Apparently, the heroic action was seen by a woman named Adrienne. Meanwhile, as project leader, Eiffel immediately asked the developer for an additional budget, which turned out to be Adrienne's father. Eiffel requested that the developer add a scaffolding unit so that workers are safer at work. On that occasion, Eiffel was invited to have lunch together. Adrienne seemed attracted to Eiffel, thanks to his heroic actions at work and the genius he had. Then, when Eiffel was going home, Adrienne invited Eiffel to come to her birthday party. On Adrienne's birthday, Eiffel came and gave her a present. It was a book about the art of building iron or steel bridges. Although it looks strange, but Adrienne seems to like the gift. At that time, Eiffel was about to kiss Adrienne, but that woman refused. Therefore, Eiffel left her. One afternoon, when Eiffel was going home from work, suddenly Adrienne was waiting for him. They then talk about their feelings. But Eiffel thought that Adrienne was just playing around. Adrienne was angry, so she threw herself into the river. Eiffel panicked, so he jumped in to save Adrienne. Because Adrienne was cold, Eiffel took her to her father's workspace. Eiffel also built a fireplace to warm Adrienne. They hugged, so that night, they made love. When Eiffel was remembering his past with Adrienne, not long after, Antoine caught Eiffel in his room. This made Eiffel realize and immediately said goodbye to go home. At the office, Eiffel became more enthusiastic about building the tower. He changed the entire tower design made by Koechlin to be more artistic. He also changed the legs of the tower, which was 4, into 2 main legs that resemble the letter A. Finally, the design of the tower made by Eiffel was completed. Furthermore, Eiffel was accompanied by Antoine, who acted as the public relations division, facing the State Council to present the design of the tower as well as requesting the approval regarding the construction and funding for the tower. Initially, the State Council questioned the structure and safety of the tower. They are afraid that the tower will endanger the community, because the geographical conditions in which the tower will be built have unstable soil and are prone to flooding. Eiffel answered the board members' questions with the technique he had prepared. He also assured the councillors that the construction of the tower would be safe. In addition, he also said that if the construction of the tower could attract tourists from the European region, it could increase the foreign exchange of the French state. Eiffel also said that in the future, the tower he will make as a symbol of the country as well as a symbol for equality, because the tower was built on the outskirts of Paris. So, later, everyone can enjoy the tower.
Voilà, les paratonnerres plongent le long de la structure. Allez-y. Ce jet d'eau a été pensé pour que la tour n'ait quasiment aucune prise au vent. C'est comme si elles avaient été formées par le vent, que peut produire la force du vent. Le pilier s'incline pour remonter le pilier. Les poutres peuvent alors s'aligner.
Long story short, finally the State Council approved the tower project to be built by Eiffel. Next, the government held a competition on the design of the tower to be built as a symbol of the state. And the winner in the competition was the tower designed by Eiffel. After that, the construction of the tower began. Eiffel asked about 300 workers to be involved in the project. Some time after that, Eiffel was invited to attend a party at the minister's house. There, Adrienne and Antoine were also present. Eiffel was the most famous person at that time, because he had won the tower design competition. She was given the honor to dance. Eiffel invites Adrienne to dance. At first, Adrienne seemed awkward because her husband was there. While dancing, Eiffel took Adrienne to a hotel on the outskirts of Paris. But Adrienne immediately refused Eiffel's invitation and ended their dance. Some time passed. Construction of the tower continues. And as it turned out, the construction of the tower was not easy. There were several problems, such as technical problems, refusal from residents because they were afraid that the tower would collapse, until the Vatican did not approve of the construction of the tower because the tower was taller than their church. Not only that, the artists also agreed to criticize the construction of the tower, so that the employees asked for an increase in wages because of the large risk they had to bear. In this position, the Eiffel team questioned Antoine's role as the public relations division, which was supposed to provide information to outsiders on the construction of the tower. He should also counter various sarcastic narratives on the construction of the tower. But Antoine never did that. In fact, Eiffel was pelted with rotten tomatoes by residents at the time. Meanwhile, Antoine showed Adrienne a story in the newspaper. The news is about the refusal to build a tower along with a caricature of the devil on top of the tower. Then, in her room, Adrienne finds a caricature of the devil. It turned out that Antoine was the one who made the caricature and the news. At that time, Eiffel met Antoine to vent about the various problems he was facing. Eiffel said if he needed support, at least until the construction of the first level was completed. He also needed narration and imagery from the media to quell the anger of the citizens. But Antoine just smiled and did not respond to the complaints conveyed by Eiffel. Not only that, when Eiffel went down to help start the car, Eiffel was left alone on the side of the road.
Tu peux essayer plus fort, s'il te plaît?
Trouble came back to Eiffel when he reviewed his project. It turned out that the place had been abandoned by workers who had gone on strike. There, Eiffel again stunned. He recalled his past in Bordeaux. At that time, the bridge he built was finished. Then, he wanted to invite the Bourges family as contractors, to attend the event. But Mr. Bourges chased him away and stated that Adrienne had left because he no longer loved her. Eiffel was surprised to see the difference in his boss's attitude. Then he tried to find Adrienne into the house. Because it was considered presumptuous, Mr. Bourges finally beat Eiffel. Not wanting to give up, Eiffel was still waiting for Adrienne in front of the house. He had waited for Adrienne for so long, but the woman never came. Adrienne disappointed Eiffel, and that disappointment had to be repeated, now that he was back with Adrienne. Because she was owned by someone else. Adrienne had known her husband's behavior. And her husband has also found out about her relationship with Eiffel. Adrienne then met Eiffel at the hotel he had told her about. When he got there, Eiffel told Adrienne that he had been 20 years late. Then, Adrienne told Eiffel about her past. Adrienne said that in the past, she asked permission to marry Eiffel. But it was not approved by her parents, because Eiffel did not come from a noble family. Adrienne then told her parents that she was pregnant with Eiffel.
Je suis enceinte de ce type. Je suis enceinte de Gustave.
Adrienne's parents got angry, then sent her into the room. But instead of going into the room, Adrienne ran away, so her parents chased her and she was stabbed by the gate as she tried to climb. As a result, Adrienne suffered a laceration to her stomach and she miscarried. Eiffel, who heard this and saw the torn wound in Adrienne's stomach, burst into tears. Because Eiffel had thought that Adrienne had left him. But it didn't. Instead, she had a sad fate. Adrienne actually really wanted to live with Eiffel. But she also had to go home, because she had a husband. Eiffel's days are still shrouded in trouble. This time, the State Council did not want to continue the tower project that was being built. In addition, they also do not want to fund the continuation of the construction of the project. But Eiffel did not want to give up. He will still continue the construction project, even though he must be in debt for the rest of his life.
Je vais vous demander de procéder à la fermeture de mes comptes. Personnel, société, filiale. Je vous verrai le jour de l'inauguration. Messieurs, au revoir.
After that, Eiffel met the workers who were on strike. He tried to convince the workers that the construction of the tower was safe. In addition, he also motivated the workers that the tower would be a pride and a common property. He also promised to increase the wages of the employees, when the first level of the tower was completed.
Mais j'en trouverai! On va aller jusqu'à ce fichu premier étage. Cette tour, les gars, c'est ensemble qu'on va l'achever!
Finally, the construction of the tower was resumed. Adrienne also often visited the project and of course gave encouragement to Eiffel. Remarkably, the workers are not equipped with adequate equipment, such as cranes. However, they can work on it until the final nailing of the first level is complete.
C'est bon, ça marche!
Bravo les gars!
Ça y est, on a le premier étage.
Eiffel and the workers celebrated. Eiffel also took Adrienne up to the first level of the tower while enjoying the view of Paris.
Attention.
In that solemn situation, Adrienne said that if she would reveal all their relationships to her husband and intend to live a new life with Eiffel. That night, Adrienne really said that to her husband. But instead of divorcing his wife, Antoine keeps his wife and threatens Adrienne. If she dares to run away with Eiffel, then Antoine will destroy Eiffel's project through his various connections. The threat made Adrienne flinch. She was afraid that Eiffel's masterpiece would fail because of her. On the other hand, Eiffel was very happy. He didn't know what Adrienne was going through. He told her daughter that soon, they would have a new mother. But Adrienne never came. And in the evening, Adrienne came to Eiffel. As it turned out, Adrienne had come with Antoine. Antoine warns Eiffel that he won't be able to get it all. In addition, Antoine also shared that he married Adrienne when she was at the lowest point in her life. Adrienne was in a state of a torn stomach and was not considered by her family. Therefore, he would not just let his wife go. Furthermore, Antoine prefers to move to another city to save his household. Eiffel was just stunned and could not refute what Antoine said. Eiffel also had to let his true love leave him. After that, Eiffel continued to build the tower even though it was sad and hurt. Until finally, the tower was completed. And on March 31, 1889, the tower was inaugurated by the French government in the city of Paris. Everyone gathered to witness the inauguration. In the midst of the crowd, Adrienne was seen attending the event, before she disappeared again. In fact, the Eiffel Tower is dedicated to his true love with the initials A. So that the tower resembles the letter A.